Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, Yesenia. Yesenia, what I'm going to do to save a little bit of time, because we're going to have some intervening hearings, criminal matters at 3. When we get started at 1:30, for the people that are present, we're going to swear them all in at the same time. And that way I just have to ask them if we're present, sworn in already.
Okay, Judge.
Name to 111 Stephanie.
And also, so you know, most of the cases that are ready to go are on page 3, specifically Angel Mejia and Olga Mejia. So I'm going to start at the beginning of the docket, but I'm going to go one to the front and one to the page 3 and onward in order to get to the folks on, at the latter part of the docket that are ready. We have a lot of more ready cases on pages 3, 4, and 5 than we do on 1 and 2.
Okay, Judge.
That way, they're not waiting and we get through those quicker.
Got it. Yes.
I have right here 100 left.
Abel, does anyone take notes? I mean, I
Yes,
know.
yes, Judge, we take notes.
Okay, I do too. And the reason I ask, if we have some that are ready to go, but they don't have a decree. I have blank decrees for some with children and the ones without, and we can prove it up and grant the divorce, and they'll just have to wait 2 or 3 days so that I can finalize the decree for them. But and sometimes I'll forget something, or I forgot to write something down, like name change or
Right.
amount. Normally, I should have all the information, and then we can do, and that way we don't have to reset it, but we won't actually do the decree till tomorrow or the next day.
Okay, Judge. We will go ahead and take notes of everything.
Yeah, and I don't normally have too many questions, but sometimes it pops up.
Sure, no problem.
We're still about 5 minutes early, so. Do we have any people that showed up live there in the 111th?
Yes, Your Honor, we do have one that is on page
4.
4. The bottom case.
Flores and Flores?
Yes, Your Honor. Miss Berta is in the court.
And we have Mr. Flores here on the Zoom.
Okay, so, yeah, and that's one of the ones that's ready. I have marked as ready. So just so they know, since we're going to be jumping around, we will get to them soon. Is that you, Mr. Jesus Ignacio Flores?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I reviewed your file earlier today or yesterday, and your file's ready. So, but you're at the end of the docket, but I'm going to jump around. So we'll get to your case sooner than if we went just straight through. So, and I understand Miss Berta Leticia Flores is present. So you may be like the 7th or 8th case, just to give you an idea, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Flores? Real quick,
Yes,
is that your dog? What kind, the one on your picture thing on your phone?
yeah,
What kind of dog is it?
the pit bull.
Pit bull?
Yeah.
The color is very unique.
He's
Well, you
kind of
don't-
great.
Yeah, you
correct.
don't, yeah, the charcoal.
Yeah, he's charcoal gray. His
Not
eyes are
quiet.
great. His eyes are great too.
Yeah, I have Weimaraner's. They're that color. They're a little bit darker though. And you don't find that color too often.
No, I don't.
Nice dog.
Thank you.
Well, let me start with the first one is Miss Segovia present? Ileana Esmeralda Segovia?
I don't see her, Judge.
This one will probably have to be reset because there's no citations, no service. And there is a decree, but it's not signed by the respondent. And unless they both show up, there's really nothing we can do. And they
Correct,
have-
yes.
And they have two children, a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old. Oh, good. The AG's office is showing up.
Correct, Your Honor. They're just logging in.
That's always a big help. Good afternoon, Ms. Burgess.
Good afternoon, Judge.
I'm always relieved to see your office present.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. There's one case that had an AG number
Okay.
and actually had a case and there was a motion to consolidate, but if I'm remembering correctly, the two children are adults now.
Okay.
So I mean, aside from, there might be some arrearages in the child support. I can incorporate without consolidating, but I'm trying to remember. I don't think they have to pay anything to consolidate. I mean, we can do that.
No, yeah, there wouldn't be no fee to them, Judge. It would just be so that there would just be one cause number.
One cause number. Okay, and then that'll be fine. But I think both children were adults.
Okay.
And the only thing I could think of that might be an issue were arrearages.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
We'll get to that when we get to that.
Yes, sir.
Miss Segovia present? Ileana Esmeralda or Omar Gerardo Villarreal Murea? Or Muraya? Well, it looks like they're going to be a no-show, but if they show up, let me know so they're not sitting around. But there's no service on this case and there's no citations were ever issued, no service, no waiver, and there's children. So there's not a whole lot we're going to be able to do with this first case on the docket.
On this one, Judge, there were citations issued May 13, but we don't have anything.
No returns?
No.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, yeah, affidavit by publication.
It was, let me see. Yeah, the Laredo Morning Times, but we didn't get a return back from
They may have not
them.
paid the fees.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes.
according to Miss Gracie from the 49th, it looks like it was granted by the judge, the divorce, but she needed to just submit the amended decree for the signature.
On Segovia versus Muraya?
Yes, Your Honor, that's what the email I have from Miss Gracie Solis from the 49th.
Well, I have a decree, so it just needs a signature.
According to the email, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I'll call the case then once we get live, and I think it's 1:30, so let's go ahead and bring in everyone that's here. And in order to save a little bit of time, because we're gonna have some intervening cases pop up at 3. Welcome everyone to the pro se docket for the 111th District Court. I'm David Garcia. I'm the Associate District Judge sitting in for the presiding judge of this court is Monica Knotson. And I'll be here conducting the hearings today on the divorces. So everyone that's present, and we'll do this in Spanish as well. I'm going to ask you to raise your hand here to be sworn in. Buenas tardes, me llamo David García, soy el juez del distrito y estoy sentado hoy en esta corte del 111. Normalmente la jueza de esta corte es Mónica Knotson, pero hoy yo soy el juez asociado del distrito. Voy a conductar las audiencias hoy. Les voy a pedir en este momento que levanten la mano derecha para que le tomen el juramento. Can everyone that's present that has a case before the court, can you please raise your right hand to be sworn in?
Judge, just to let you know, we do have an interpreter.
Okay.
You need him?
Well, I'm gonna turn it over to them right now. So the clerk, if you can swear in the ones in English and then have the
Yes, Judge.
translation.
Judge, I don't see Veronica Reyes. She's not on the screen. There you go.
Sí, estoy aquí.
Okay. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to present in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
¿Juras y prometes que el testimonio que vas a presentar es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más la verdad? ¿Lo juras ante Dios? Señorita, ¿su respuesta?
Sí.
Yes.
And everyone
Yes.
else English, yes, okay. Okay, so let's begin,
Puede bajar la mano, señorita. Gracias.
and then we'll swear in the ones that showed up late as we go along. The first case on the docket is 2021 FLA 830D1 in the matter of Ileana Segovia versus Omar Gerardo Muraya. Is anyone present for that case?
Está presente Ileana Esmeralda Segovia y el señor Omar Gerardo Villarreal Muraya.
Correct. There's an indication that the divorce had already been granted, that I just need to sign the decree. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor, according to the email that was received from the 49th.
All right. The court is signing the decree now. Oh, 1621. What was the date when the court granted do we have that or no?
Yes, Judge, let me check.
Because it has it on the decree.
It was on November 18th, 2021.
That's correct, Judge, sorry.
Okay. Decree has been signed. Okay, we're jumping now to page 3. In the matter of, the court calls 2021 FLA 1694D3 in the matter of Angel Santos Mejia Jr. and Olga Lidia Mejia.
Present.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mejia.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, Mr. Mejia, are we expecting Olga Linda Mejia to show up?
No, sir.
Okay. We do have the court will take notice that there's a waiver on file. and that the decree has been signed by the respondent. So, Mr. Mejia, were you sworn in a little while ago?
Yes,
Okay. Can you please state your full name for the record?
it's Angel Santos Mejia Jr.
Mr. Mejia, prior to filing for divorce, have you lived in the state of Texas for at least 6 months
Yes, sir.
and in Webb County for at least 90 days?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been separated?
6 years?
Okay. Are you asking the court to grant you a divorce on the grounds that the marriage has become insupportable?
What was that, sir? I'm sorry.
Are you asking me to grant you the divorce because the marriage has become insupportable?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any reasonable expectation that you might get back together again?
No, sir.
Now, I see that you have one minor child of the marriage, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And also there are, at this moment in time, there is an existing order through the Attorney General's office, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Okay,
and I'm looking at the decree you submitted. It's the OAG number is 0013027341.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And Judge, I can give you the cause number.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me get back to that. Cause number?
2014 CVW 001995C3. And our office, the Attorney General's office will submit a transfer and consolidation to the divorce.
Incorporates. And okay, I'm going to add and incorporates.
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Mejia, is there any property that I have to be made aware of regarding, I mean, any property that has to be divided that I have to be made aware of?
No, sir. No.
Okay. And I went through your decree and basically you're asking me to approve the current orders during this case, correct?
Yes.
You submitted a proposed order. Is that your soon-to-be ex's signature on this document?
That is correct.
Is she requesting a name change
I think yes, she is.
to Olga Lidia Martinez?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay, that will be approved. Okay, Mr. Mejia, based on your testimony and the filings with the court, I'm going to grant your divorce on the grounds of insupportability.
Thank you.
The divorce is being granted. I'm signing it now.
Thank you, sir.
You'll get notice that it's become final in about 10 days or so from the
Okay.
district clerks. And I think you get a copy as well. You can come earlier if you want, but they'll charge you $1 a page.
Okay. No worries.
All right, great. Thank you, Mr. Mejia. Thank you for
sir.
having everything in order and you're free to go. Thank you, sir, and good luck going forward.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Going back to page 1, the court calls 2021 FLA 932 D2 in the matter of Roberto Cruz and Beatriz Flores.
He has not been sworn in, Judge.
Okay. Yeah, and I have to talk to them about their divorce decree before, who's present? Well, let me go
Eileen
ahead.
Roberto Cruz, Your Honor.
And Judge Elaine Burgess with the Office of the Attorney General.
Is there an, okay, that may be why they didn't have. Okay, Mr. Cruz, can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Where are you, Mr. Cruz?
I don't see him, Judge.
Somebody said he was present.
Yes, I had seen
Yes.
him here.
Got logged off, Your Honor. I don't know if we lost him.
Okay, let me call this case back. After we go back to page. After we go back to page 3, the next case below the Mejia case is the court calls 2021 FLA 1762 D2 Martha Gabriela Parra versus Alberto Rodriguez. Is anyone present?
Present.
They're both present.
They need to be sworn, Your Honor.
Okay, can you both raise your right hand and be sworn in, please?
One second.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to present in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You're on mute, Miss Parra.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ms. Parra, before we get into the testimony, I noticed in here that you have 3 children, 3 minor children. Is that correct? Ms. Parra, I need
Yeah. That thing never got it.
Ms. Parra?
Yes.
Okay. Well, can you tell me why the decree says that no child support is applicable here?
We have one case open, so
With the Attorney General's
I don't know.
office? Let me ask Mr. Rodriguez while she gets a better, Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes, sir.
are you paying child support?
Right now, at the moment, no.
Is there a case open with the Attorney General's office?
Yeah, there's a case open pending. It's pending right now.
Judge, I do not show that there is a case open with our office. We closed our cases in March of 2021 as the parties were not cooperating.
Mr. Rodriguez, can you hear me?
Yes.
No, I mean, Miss Parra.
Yes.
Okay. Are you receiving any child support?
Yes, I am.
How are you receiving it? Is he paying you directly?
Yes.
How much is he paying you a month? Or
500, and he gives me more, like everything they need. He pays for them.
okay. Okay. This is the deal for both of you. Are your children on Medicaid?
Yes.
Okay. There's 2 things
Yes.
that are very important here. One is that I have an obligation to look after the best interests of the children. And obviously, part of that is to make sure there is an amount of money that's being paid by order of the court for their maintenance. And also that there are provisions for health insurance. Since your children are on Medicaid, if I don't make provisions for medical support, you run the risk of losing your Medicaid insurance for all your children. So you have 2 options, okay? One is that this case gets reset. You all sit down and put some numbers based on what Mr. Rodriguez is earning, and after the applicable deductions, for 3 children, it's 30% of what he takes home. And that's the guideline. Now, we can deviate from that a little bit, but there also has to be an agreement as to some payment, especially for Medicaid reimbursement. In other words, and that's in addition to child support, a payment made to Medicaid or Medicare. Normally, the minimal amount, I think, is it 65?
Yes, Judge. 65 would be sufficient. Yes, Judge.
Okay, $65 is the bare minimum. Now, the AG's office is telling me you don't have an open case because you weren't cooperating. So that means that if we go forward today, I will take testimony really quick from both of you as to what you're earning, Mr. Rodriguez, and I'll make a determination of what your child support is going to be. So, and it'll have to be incorporated into the order. So do you want to go forward today, Mr. Rodriguez?
Yeah.
And Ms. Parra, you want to go forward?
Yes.
Okay, you sound a lot better now. So don't move from wherever you are. All right, so Ms. Parra, you're the petitioner, so I'm going to ask you some questions first, and then I'll come back to you, Mr. Rodriguez. Ms. Parra, prior to filing for this divorce, had you lived in the state of Texas for at least 6 months?
Yes.
And in Webb County for at least 90 days?
Yes.
Are you asking the court to grant you a divorce because the marriage has become insupportable?
Yes.
In looking at your filings with the court, you have 3 minor children, is that correct?
Yes.
Are any other children expected?
No.
And Mr. Rodriguez, is there any reasonable expectations that you might get back together again?
No.
Okay, and before we get to the child support issue, is there any property that have to be made aware of that has to be divided by the court?
No.
And so I don't forget, you're not requesting a name change, I'm assuming, Ms. Parra?
No, I never changed my name.
Okay. Now, as to the visitation on the children, have you all agreed on, it looks like standard visitation?
Yeah.
And joint managing conservatorship with Mrs. Parra being able to determine where the children live?
Yes.
Okay. Where are the children living right now?
They stay with both, with me and her sometimes.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I mean, that's always good.
Yeah, it's very like, we don't have a problem with that at all.
Okay, well, and that's what you've indicated in what you've submitted, that neither one has the exclusive right. Do you all still live in the same school district? Where they go to school is not an issue?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and leave it the way you submitted it. You can if it becomes a problem in the future, you can come back to court and ask to modify. Where do you work, Mr. Rodriguez?
PGT Trucking.
And how much do you earn? What's your gross salary per month, or how are you paid?
By hour.
Well, yeah, but your paychecks come how many times a month?
Twice. Judge, let's say if I were to put them under my insurance from work, so what would happen there?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you put them under insurance and Medicare is not needed, do you know what happens, Ms. Burgess, on that situation? Do they automatically, I mean, the primary, actually, I think what happens is this, your insurance, let's say they have treatment, your primary insurance would cover whatever they would cover. I'm just using fake numbers. Let's say they cover 70%. They could still apply through Medicare and they might reimburse a little bit more. So it might be beneficial to keep
Just-
the Medicare, and because it's only $65 a month.
It would just all depend, Judge, on how much his insurance costs through his employer.
Right. So there's never a downside to getting extra insurance for children, especially. What's your take? I don't know. You didn't tell me how many times a month do you get paid?
Twice.
And so you get paid on the 15th and the 30th. What's your take home? In other words, after they deduct Social Security, unemployment, and all that, what is your
Like
check?
like about 1,300.
Do you belong to a union or anything like that?
No. What does that mean exactly?
Like, I don't know, if you're a truck driver, some truck drivers belong to
Oh
Teamsters.
no, I'm not a truck driver. I work there at the yard.
Okay. And how much, I guess, child support are you paying to? I know you're paying your wife directly. How much are you paying to her right now?
500. And I mean I pay everything.
You pay additional support?
Yeah.
I mean, in my rough calculations, Ms. Burgess, the 30% comes to around $750. They're not too far off. The problem here also, Mr. And this is a benefit, this will be a benefit to you, Mr. Rodriguez. There are step downs. So as the children become of age, when they're 18 or 21, when they no longer entitled to child support, you are entitled to a reduction in the amount of child support you're paying. I don't know if it doesn't look like you all took that into account either.
And Judge, the step down would go from what you calculated to when there's 2 children, it would be $623 a month. And then when there's 1 child, it would be $499 a month.
Well, I'm inclined to do here, Mr. Rodriguez, because it sounds, I don't want to disrupt this amicable split up, which is rare. And it sounds like you're doing your part. Ms. Parra, have you found that the $500 payments, has that been sufficient?
Yes, because
And-
he pays for everything, like everything.
Like, give me an idea
Yes.
what everything is.
Like anything they need, like anything.
I mean, clothes, what about
No,
groceries and everything else?
yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't, again, what I'm going to do here, Mr. Rodriguez, is I'm not going to order the 750, but I'm going to order that the child support be set at $600 a month. Okay. And can you give me the step down?
Yes, Judge. I'm sorry. Just one moment. I apologize.
No, that's all right.
The first would be, it would be $623. And then the next one would be $499, Judge.
No, if I set the total amount of child support at 600.
Okay.
the step
me-
down, when there's two left, would be,
Let me just calculate that real quick, Judge. For two children, it would go down to $500, Judge.
okay,
And then for one child, it would go to 400.
that was easy. Did you understand that, Mr. Rodriguez, what's happening here?
No, not really.
Okay. Normally, based on your earnings, okay, if I follow the guidelines strictly in taking into account that I have to take the children's welfare into account here, I would be within my rights to order you to pay 750 or more in child support. Okay? I'm not going to do that because you have an agreement that seems to be working. But so I'm only going to order that you pay $600 a month. So your wife is going to have a little bit of extra money, but it sounds like to pay for some of the things that you're paying on the side. Okay?
Yeah.
But when your oldest child, is no longer entitled to child support, your obligation is going to drop to 500. And then when there's only one left, it'll be 400.
Okay.
Okay. But I'm also going to order that you pay $65 as reimbursement for Medicare so that they don't lose that. I'm not going to order you to buy the extra insurance, but if you look at your finances and you can afford that, then you can do that as well, and you can have double coverage on your children. Okay?
Okay.
Any questions about what I just did, Ms. Parra?
No.
Now, Ms. Burgess, am I given any leeway? It sounds like the arrangement they have where he's paying her directly seems to be working. I don't have to order that it go through the AG's office, or is that going to cause problems for you all later down the road? She can always present this order to you all later, right?
Correct, Judge. We do not have a case open. The family code does say that the orders have to say it's through the Attorney
Does.
General's office. However, the way around it is, which I think would take apart what you just tried to do, would be to set it at 0, and then they just have agreement between themselves. But if you set support with the order, he can still send it through the state disbursement unit, and they don't have to have a case open with us.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so yeah, I feel more comfortable because I am giving you, again, I'm trying to not disrupt the agreement you have too much, but the order is going to say that you need to pay through the AG's office. In other words, you send them the check and they'll send it to her to give you some time to process this and get everything in order. I'm going to start the first payment in February of next year.
So how do I do that? I have to go and
They're in the order that you sent me. There's an address there. Okay, and you. Can you explain maybe the logistics of how they go about doing that?
Yes, Judge. It's because to be honest, I'm always or working. Like today, I had a hard time making this phone call, and it's from 8 to 6 or 8 to 8 sometimes. It's really hard for me to.
All right. Okay, let's do this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and approve approve the agreement and put 0, as you've all indicated. But Ms. Barra,
Yes.
okay. If child support becomes an issue in the future, if child support becomes a problem in the future, you can go back to the Attorney General's office. Okay?
Okay.
It doesn't sound like it's going to be, but if it does, then you heard me go through the math based on what he's earning right now, and it could go up, it could go down. The guidelines for child support would dictate that he would have to pay $750 a month for your children. Now, it sounds like they're getting more than that right now, so I will approve.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about the situation that we have right now, that when it comes to financial stuff, where there's no issue, because I make sure my kids have everything, and that's one thing I put first, always, no matter what.
Okay, and I think we covered everything else. There's no property that has to be divided. And you all made provisions for everything else. The only thing I will order is the $65 to the Medicaid.
Okay.
And okay, Mr. Rodriguez and Ms. Parra, based on your testimony and the evidence before the court, I'm going to grant the divorce on the grounds of insupportability. The court is going to approve and sign the decree that was submitted, with the only modification, Mr. Rodriguez, that you will be required to make a $65 a month payment to the Medicaid reimbursement fund. In all other aspects, the divorce is granted and the order will be signed. Thank you both for working this out. You know, divorces can be difficult, but I appreciate that you can work with each other, and I'm very sure that your children will appreciate it as they grow older. So good luck to both of you. And you'll be getting a notice from the clerk and a copy of the order in about 7 to 10 days, maybe a little longer because of Christmas and everything. Good luck to both of you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right. Going back to page 1. Did Roberto Cruz show up in Beatriz Flores? Mr. Roberto Cruz?
Don't see them, Judge.
I am here.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Okay. Were you here when we swore in everyone? Were you all sworn in?
I was. I
wasn't.
Okay. I wanted to ask you before we get started, in this decree, there was no provisions for the child support. Can you tell me why?
We are in child support, Your Honor.
You do have a case pending?
No, we are already, we have everything already on child support.
Oh, there's an order already in place?
Yes, he's paying child support.
Okay.
Yes.
And Judge, I can give you the cause number and we will file a consolidation and transfer, and I can give you the amounts.
Perfect. We'll do that. So can you both please raise your right hand so the clerk can swear you in?
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to present in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Cruz, since he's the petitioner, I'm gonna ask him some questions first to establish jurisdiction, but I will come back to you in a little bit, okay?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cruz, is your true and correct name Roberto A. Cruz?
Yes, that's correct.
And you're married right now to Beatriz Flores?
Yes.
Prior to filing for this divorce, did you live in Texas for at least 6 months?
Yes.
And in Webb County for at least 90 days?
Yes.
Are you asking the court to grant you a divorce because the marriage has become insupportable? In other words, you're not getting along anymore as husband and wife. Mr. Cruz?
I think he froze, Judge.
Hello?
There
Yes,
you
I
are.
can hear you.
Mr. Cruz, okay, let me
Yes.
ask you again. Are you asking me to grant you a divorce because the marriage has become insupportable?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Is there any reasonable expectations you might get back together?
No,
And I'll ask you the
No.
same question, Ms. Beatriz Flores, any reasonable expectations you might get back together?
No, no, sir.
Okay, you have 2 minor children, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll get to that in a little bit. Is there any property that I have to be made aware of that I have to divide?
No,
Like a house or cars or anything like that?
no, sir.
Okay,
There's just one question that I don't know if you could go ahead and grant me. I just want the full custody of my kids.
well,
Since I'm everything that passed, been in it's a family violence, domestic violence, and that's all I want, for have full custody of my kids, please.
Ms. Burgess, does the
So
current
Judge,
have any,
yes, in the prior order, the parties, and it was done in October of 2020, October the 22nd to be exact. The 2 children, Roberto Cruz and Brices Cruz, were ordered, were in the order. The parties were named joint managing conservatorship with Miss Flores as the primary to determine where they live. There was to be an injunction that neither party was to drink alcohol 24 hours before or during any visitation with the children. And then the visitation was a standard possession order for parties who live over 100 miles apart.
do you all live 100 miles apart?
Yes, sir.
yes, we do.
Okay. Ms. Flores, it sounds like the visitation orders that are in place right now cover all of that. Normally what I do, since there's already a prior order that takes into account your concerns,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to incorporate that order and actually bring that case into this one.
Yes, sir.
So I will incorporate and consolidate. So the order that you have is not going to lose effect. Okay?
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, so, and I think that's going to cover everything. So let me just get the,
And I can give you the cause number, Judge.
yeah, hold on. Family violence. Okay, cause number?
2007 CVL 001822 C3. And just for the court's information, it also set child support at $560 a month with a step down to $448, and medical support was to be government health insurance at $75 a month.
The court will order that cause number 2007 CVL 1822 C3 be incorporated and consolidated with this. The current order in effect in that cause number will in effect be the order of this court as well. Any questions about what just happened from either one of you?
No, sir.
Okay, Miss Flores, well, I don't need it now, but I just want to make sure, did you review the the final decree for divorce?
Yes, that's the reason I wanted it to go ahead and get the full custody of my kids because he wants for it to be half and half.
Well, what I basically did, just
And
so
I'm the one that's always with my kids. And they have them in school. And because of that, of the domestic violence, because of everything that I've been through, like that's why I was wanting for you to grant me the
what you have your full rights, but
yes.
I just want to make sure, from what I'm hearing and what I'm hearing from the Attorney General's office is this,
Mm-hmm.
that you're the prime, you have prime exclusive right to designate where they live. So the children are going to, and that's going to remain the same.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but it sounds like that the court granted Mr. Cruz some visitation.
And he does. He does.
Okay. Yeah, no, in other words, nothing's going to change from that other order. That's what my order is going to say. Okay?
Okay.
So you're using the term full custody, but that's really, I mean, because we hear that on TV, but
yes,
Texas uses conservatorship and terms for describing what we commonly know as custody. So in this situation, you're the primary person that gets to decide.
Yes, and I was gonna ask you, Honor, since me and him, we don't talk, we don't have anything, that he could get his son. He's 15, a phone, so whenever he wants to see them, he could call my son.
Okay, hold on. Let me tell you, Ms. Flores, I can't order him to buy him a phone. What the law allows me to do is to order him to pay child support consistent with what he is earning, which he has provided. So the law does not, and I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it even if it did. Me ordering somebody to buy someone a payphone, I mean a cell phone, because then we're talking about other expenses, and so it's just not going to work out. So I can't do that. Okay, you're given child support if he cannot afford a phone based on what he's earning, then you know, I can't do that, and I won't. So if he wants to give him a phone and do that, then that's his decision to make. Okay, but I'm not going to order him to provide a cell phone. That's not a necessity of life.
No, I know, but since we don't talk,
you know, I understand that, but at some point in time, you need to put your personal feelings, and this goes to both of you, aside and discuss what's best for your children. And if you jointly decide how you're going to do that, if you want him to have a phone, there's nothing from stopping you and your ex from talking about how that's going to be done. Okay.
yes.
So, you know, Christmas is around the corner, and, you know, try putting, I can tell you're upset about this, but.
No, it's not that I'm upset. It's just that it's been hard more for me than for everybody.
Well, I mean, having the 3 children and raising them is tough.
Yeah, by myself, yes.
So, well, I mean, don't forget, he's paying something. All right, so.
Yeah,
Yes.
he is.
Okay, so you need to take that into account and think about that, about trying to, you know, sometimes you get, you know, if you say more flies with honey than you do. Okay.
Yes.
So try that, and you know, Mr. Cruz, I'm not going to order you to give your son a phone, but you know, that might be some way to at least break the ice with your ex, and there's nothing to stop you from giving more than what the court is ordering you to pay.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so just think about that going forward, and it's not for her. I mean, if it makes your son happier, you know, think about it. And all right. Okay, so aside from that, we're going to incorporate, based on the testimony of both of you and the filings with the court, I'm going to grant the divorce on the grounds that it has become insupportable. The court is going to approve the prior orders in the 2007 case regarding visitation, exclusivity of the domicile of the children, and child support. So the court is signing the order, will be signing the order after I make those modifications. So you're officially divorced. I'm rendering that now, but I do have to make the modification, so I will not submit the order probably till tomorrow or first thing on Monday. But you will be getting a notice from the clerk, hopefully before New Year's, that the divorce has become final. Okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Good luck to both of you, and try
Thank you very much.
talking, even if you have to fake it, for the benefit of your children.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Good luck, y'all.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're both excused. Okay, going back to page 3. At the bottom of page 3, we have cause number 2021 FLB 1195D1 in the matter of Juan de Dios Ventura Casiano and Alejandro Marchan Herrera.
Yes, my honor.
And are you Mr. Casiano Herrera? Where are you? Let me see.
I'm Mr. Casiano.
Okay, hold on. Okay, Mr. Casiano, I had to talk to you about this because in the file that I have,
Yes.
Mr. Herrera was never given legal notice that there was a divorce filed. Now, you may have told him about them verbally.
He already texted him, and he was gonna log into the Zoom, and I don't know. I didn't see him in the app, but I don't know.
Hold on a second. This may have been an old note they put in your file. I just found, I signed an order for substitute service on September 14th.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
And I'm looking at the citation here.
It was done by publication, Your Honor, but it was never served
Oh,
because we were missing the receipt for LMT.
That's correct, Your Honor.
okay. And this is, Mr. Casiano,
Yes, sir.
in looking at the decree, this is the deal. Granting your divorce without service would render it defective. It doesn't look like there's any property to divide up, but the only thing that's missing is that they need the receipt from the Laredo Morning Times that they ran. Did you ever go to LMT to go pay the fee to run the citation?
No, my honor. I tried, but I was with some family problems. I couldn't make the payments, or I can't do that. So I haven't been able to get the money so I can pay the service.
Is there any, can the clerk help me out on this? There's no children, you haven't adopted any children, correct?
No, sir.
Okay. Is there a fee for service by publication?
Yes, Judge.
Not by publication, by posting.
By posting, yes.
What's the fee for that?
Let me check, Your Honor.
I'm assuming it's significant.
169.
What was that?
If I'm not mistaken, it's 265 or 69.
But that's for the Morning Times, the Laredo
Yes.
Morning Times.
I believe it's $8, Your Honor.
$8? Mr. Casiano, can you come up with $8?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me tell you what's going to happen here.
Okay.
All right. On my own motion, I'm going to grant you a another substitute service, but this time it's by posting at the courthouse steps. Okay, that cost $8 because there's no children involved. I can do that. I should have done that the last time. So you'll have to pay the $8, and then the decree is already in the file. Then you'll be able to get divorced, and they won't be challenged in the future. Okay.
Okay.
Since there's, yeah, and I'm sorry you have to wait another few months here, but it's better to do it this way, because if you hit the lottery or something, he'd be entitled to half. Okay.
Oh, hell no, sir.
Okay. So better to do it right than to be fighting over the lottery money you're going to win next year.
Okay. Hopefully.
Okay. So you're going to have to give me about 3 or 4 days, because I want to draft the motion, the order myself, and send it to the district clerk's office. Sometime next week, you're going to need to go to the clerk's office and pay the $8, okay?
Okay, I will, sir.
Take your case number and everything like that. The order will be there. I'm going to say go either Tuesday or Wednesday before noon.
Okay.
And the order will be there, and that pay the $8, and they'll put a notice on the courthouse steps. So it's not really the steps, but on the board that we use for that, and then we'll be able to get you divorced properly.
Okay.
What's the pro se docket for February?
For February, Your Honor, it's with the 341st with Judge Palomo. They have the informal hearing on February 9th with the trial on the merits on February 23rd.
Okay, so Mr. Casano, you'll be back with, and it may be me again, on the 23rd of February. And all of this posting and everything will have been taken care of, but you need to go before Wednesday noon to pay those $8, okay?
Okay, I will, sir.
And then we'll get you divorced in February the 23rd. Now, I don't think you need to show up to informals, because I'm looking at your decree and everything looks in order. Okay, you just have to get him legally served. Have you talked to him at all?
Well, I text him before I connect to the Zoom, and he said he was gonna connect himself, but I don't know what happened to him.
Okay, if he would have shown up, we could have gone forward, but that way on February, whether he shows up or not, we can get you divorced.
Okay, sir.
All right, good luck, and I will see you maybe next time, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay, going back to the bottom of page 1. The court calls 2021 FLA 948 D3. Gabriela Arredondo and Miguel Ángel Arredondo. I show no service, but both signed a decree. Mr. Arredondo, more importantly, Ms. Arredondo, Gabriela Arredondo and Miguel Ángel Arredondo. Okay, when are we resetting the cases for, do we have a pro se in January?
Yes, Your Honor, it's with the 406. The informal is on January 7th, and the trial on the merits is January 18th.
Yeah, the decree was signed by both, but neither one, there was no service. If the respondent showed up today and waived his 45 days, we would have been able to get him divorced, but. Oh, no, but there's children, so. And no information regarding child support. So, all right, that case will be reset. Moving on to page 4. The court calls 2021 FLB 1483 D2 and in the matter of Maria Claudia Ramirez versus José Dolores Ramírez.
Estoy aquí.
Buenas tardes, señora Ramírez.
Buenas tardes, señor juez.
Your Honor, she needs to be sworn in.
Okay. Señora, ¿puede levantar la mano para que le tome el juramento?
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to present in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
¿Juras y prometes
Sí.
que este testimonio que vas a presentar es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más la verdad lo juras ante Dios?
Sí,
Yes, puede bajar la mano, señora.
gracias.
Thank you.
And we had service on this one by posting?
Tuvimos servicio en a través de notificación.
Sí.
Yes.
Let me check, Your Honor.
Yeah, I think I saw the,
Voy a verificar, señor juez.
The issuance was done on November 29th, 2021. I don't see a return.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Se presentó el 29 de noviembre, nomás que no veo que se haya retornado la documentación.
yeah, so it's, Ms. Ramirez, and I'm looking at the fee card. There was a copy. The fee has been paid, right?
Sí.
Señora, yes.
Ms. Ramirez,
Señora Ramírez,
when did you pay the fee for the citation?
¿cuándo pagó la cifra de la notificación?
Yo ahí llené una forma,
I
así para
submitted
pagar.
I presented I signed a document for me to pay there.
If I may, it was
Yes.
done on
Looks like September.
November 29.
November 29th, yes, Your Honor.
Señor, a la oficina de los secretarios han dicho que se presentó la documentación el 29 de noviembre.
Was the posting on November 24th was the affidavit for citation by posting, Your Honor.
Right.
El 24 de noviembre fue donde se presentó la documentación.
Okay. Ms. Ramirez, you waited too late to pay the fee. It's still good, but we have to give more time for the service. In other words, for them to put up the notice that your divorce is going to go through.
Señor Ramírez, usted se esperó demasiado tiempo para pagar la cifra. Aún está válida la documentación, solo que tenemos que darle más tiempo que el proceso continúe. En otras palabras, necesito que la notificación se presente para que el divorcio pueda proceder.
Because they're telling me that you didn't pay it until the 29th of November.
Me comenta la oficina de los secretarios que usted no pagó esta cifra hasta el 29 de noviembre.
El día que llevé las formas, junto con la forma que me dijeron de la citación, ese mismo día llené la aplicación y llevé todo junto.
The day that I went to turn in the documentation so that I could pay the fee is I took everything together.
Is there any way, and I think February is gonna be the safe date to do this on. Ms. Ramirez, the same thing, if we really right now, if we went forward with your divorce, it would not be proper.
Señor Ramírez, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we get all the paper back from the district clerk's office so that we can do this correctly, okay?
Señor Ramírez, si llegamos a proceder con el divorcio el día de hoy, administrativamente no va a estar correcto. Quiero asegurarme de que toda la documentación regrese de la oficina a la oficina de los secretarios del distrito para que podamos hacer esto bien y legalmente.
¿Y qué documentación es la que voy a llevar o qué es lo que voy a pagar?
No,
What is the documentation that I need to take, or what is it that I need to pay?
no, there has to be the notice that we're giving Mr. Ramirez is going to be put on a bulletin board here in the courthouse.
No, señora, mire, lo que vamos a hacer va a ser que la notificación, señor Ramírez, se va a poner aquí en un boletín en el primer piso de la tribunal.
Okay.
Y cuando se cumple el tiempo, and after the time that it's been, the requisite time it has been up there, then they'll let us know that he has been served.
Y después del tiempo apropiado que se tiene que demostrar esta notificación, la oficina de los secretarios nos avisarán.
Do we know is there any way to tell what stage of the game the posting's at right now?
Le pregunta a la tribunal, a los secretarios, si hay manera de saber en qué paso está el proceso hoy por hoy.
This time I wouldn't know, Your Honor. I would have to call the sheriffs.
No, okay.
Hoy
Well-
por hoy no sé lo que es porque tengo que llamarle a la oficina de los alguaciles.
Okay, it might be ready in January, but just to be safe, I'm going to reset this case for February 23rd as well.
Señor, pues, ¿me permite tantito?
Your Honor, will you permit me a chance to speak?
Yes, ma'am.
Sí, señora, adelante.
Mire, cuando me hicieron unas preguntas como de que si había habido violencia doméstica,
¿Me da chance de traducir, por favor?
Sí.
Your Honor, when I was asked if there was domestic violence at home. Sí, señora.
yo dije que no porque nunca hubo golpes.
I had said no because there was never actual hitting. I was never actually hit.
Pero sí hubo violencia, cuando me explicaron qué era lo que encerraba violencia doméstica,
But when I was explained what domestic violence is,
sí hubo violencia doméstica y
there was domestic violence.
sí hubo un caso con CPS.
There was a case that was presented with CPS.
So yo quería terminar este ciclo para ya olvidarme de todo eso.
So I wanted to go ahead and close this so that I can go ahead and put this behind me.
According to the information I have, there are no children of the marriage or minor children of the marriage.
Señora, basado en la información que tengo yo, no hay hijos menores de este matrimonio.
Ya no. Ya
No
son
longer. They are adults.
Well, when you come back on the 23rd of February, you can address it either with me or with Judge Palomo.
Cuando usted regrese el 23 de febrero, usted puede presentarle esa información conmigo o con la Tribunal Palomo.
So ya no tengo que hacer nada, solo esperar y presentarme a la cita.
So now I no longer have to do anything other than wait and present myself on the date that you mentioned, sir.
That's correct, yes.
Es correcto, sí.
Okay.
I understand. Gracias. Thank you.
Que le vaya bien.
Gracias, señor juez.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We're going back to page 4. The court calls 2021 FLB. Oh, this is, I guess I was going to go back. Okay. FLB 1567 D1. In the matter of Manuel Martinez versus Virginia Elizabeth Nava.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Honor, they need to be sworn in.
Okay. No, I guess. Good afternoon, Ms. Nava. Are we expecting Mr. Martinez to show up?
I'm here.
Oh, good. Excellent. Okay, because there was no one missing signature, but we can take care of it. All right. Can you both please raise your right hand to be sworn in?
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to present in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Yes.
Thank you.
And Ms. Nava, I'm going to ask Mr. Martinez some questions because he's the petitioner, so I can establish the jurisdiction of the court, but I'll come back to you in a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Is your true and correct name Manuel Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're currently married to Virginia Elizabeth Nava Martinez.
Yes, Your Honor.
How long have you been separated?
Maybe more than 3 years, I think.
Okay. And before you filed this divorce, had you lived in the state of Texas for 6 months and Webb County 90 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you asking the court to grant you a divorce because the marriage has become insupportable?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Miss Nava, is there any, first, Mr. Martinez, is there any reasonable expectations you might get back together again?
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. Nava, the same question, any reasonable expectations you might get back together?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, according to the information I have, you have no children of the marriage or minor children of the marriage, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
And also, is there any property that I have to be made aware of that has to be divided up?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And I'm seeing here, Ms. Nava, that you want your name changed back to Virginia Elizabeth Nava?
Correct.
Okay, that will be granted.
Thank you.
And there are no children expected, correct?
No, Your Honor.
Based on your testimony of both of you and the filings with the court is going to grant you a divorce on the grounds of insupportability. The court has signed and approved the submitted final decree of divorce. You'll be getting notice of this in about 7 to 10 days, okay?
Okay.
And the name change was granted and everything, so the divorce is granted and rendered, so you're divorced, okay?
Thank
Good
you,
luck.
Your Honor.
Good luck going forward to both of you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we go back to page 2. The court calls 2021 FLA 1050 D3 in the matter of Jasmine Danielle Zamora versus Daniel Zamora. Yeah, Jasmine Danielle Zamora and Daniel Zamora. Are you all present? Ms. Zamora, you're on mute.
And she needs to be sworn in, Your Honor.
Okay. Are we expecting Mr. Zamora to show up?
I messaged him to see if he was gonna be here, but no, he's not. He didn't message back. So I guess not.
Is he paying child support through an AG order right now? Do you know?
No, I haven't received any child support.
Your Honor, would you like for me to swear her in?
Yeah. Well, hold on a second. Miss Zamora, the problem that we're going to have going forward. Let me see. You have a 1-year-old, you have service, you're the petitioner?
Yes.
Okay, let me swear you in first. Can you raise your
Okay.
right hand to be sworn in?
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to present in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
Can the clerk confirm to me that there has been service in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, on 11/29/2021.
Correct, Your Honor.
11/29. So we have not passed the first Monday after 20 days. Okay, Ms. Zamora, and this is what I wanted to talk to you about before I got started. Your husband has been served, okay? He has the first Monday after 20 days have passed in order to file an answer. He can file a waiver if he wants. Everything's in order, but the one thing I was going to have questions about, okay? And now is child support, because you entered 0 as child support.
It's because I was really in a, like, I really just want to get divorced as soon as possible. So I did try to open a child support case with child support, but they told me I wasn't able to have 2 cases open. So they said, okay, well, wait till you have the court date and ask for child support there, because I made the paperwork myself. I did everything, and
Well, everything's in order, okay? And except that the legal timelines have not been met. The first Monday after 20 days that he's been served has not been met. And I think this coming Monday would be the day he has to file an answer. If not, you can come back and take what we call a default judgment. Okay, and what that is basically you come in here and say, I want to get divorced. And then at that time, we can ask for information from you as to what he's earning, because you weren't here earlier, but I'm required to take into account the best interest of the children.
He hasn't given me no child support. And I mean, he has a business. He tells me he's not doing that right now. But I mean, it's still running. And then he's working at Convergy. So I mean,
in other words, I'll take testimony. I mean, he might show up. Ideally, it would be great if you could agree on an amount. You have one child, so just so you know the guidelines, and I can go above or below that. The guidelines for child support in the state of Texas is 20% of his take home. So what you're going to get asked at the next time you come back, either by me or another judge, is to tell us, well, how much was he earning? And it'll be based on what you know. So it'll be what you know based on when you all were married. Okay.
I was never I never even he handled everything. I never really handled nothing.
He's self-employed, in other words.
He was self-employed, but right now he's working at Convergys, and he has a business open, and he's working at Convergys as well. I don't know how much he's making right now.
Well, at the very least, also what I can do is set an amount at, let's say, minimum wage, which it sounds like clearly he's making more than that, and we can work off of that. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, and we have a lot of other cases, so you need to be prepared to talk about those things when you come back. I cannot grant you a divorce right now because you're really about 4 or 5 days too early. Okay.
Okay.
This is a legal requirement.
It's because I mean, this is already the second time, and I just want to get divorced, and I want child support. I mean, he hasn't paid any child support. So, I mean, and the last court, I mean, they gave me this court date, so I was hoping, I mean, I miss work, and I mean, it takes time.
Well, Ms. Zamora, I feel for you and all those things. And unfortunately, when did you file your divorce?
I filed, I think around June.
In June? Okay. And really in legal time, I know it may seem like an eternity for you, but I don't know what steps you took to get him served, but you only got him served in November. Okay.
Yes, it's because they didn't tell me. I had told them, like, okay, sorry, are we good? And I get to the court, and they're like, okay, well, you need to serve him. And I'm like, okay. So then we did that, and now we're here. You're telling me that now we're a little few days early. So hopefully next time I'm able to get divorced and able to, establish child support. And I don't know I don't know what he's making, but I mean, he should come up and say what he's making, or I mean, he needs to report that, right? Because I don't know what he's making.
Well, and the thing is this, I mean, part of the problem is that there are tools out there that attorneys use to get that, whether it be a subpoena or discovery. I can't go through all of that right now, okay? I can't, but there are tools out there where you can ask that information from him, and if he doesn't produce it, the court can order all of that. But you need to be prepared the next time you come to discuss approximately how much he's obviously earning something. So at the worst case scenario, an amount can be put in based on minimum wage, but it sounds, based on what you're telling me, it could be higher. And at least you have a number, and then you'll have the order, okay? And the AG's office will open an account for him, and when he doesn't pay, then there'll be arrears. So you'll be able to get your child support. If I gave you a divorce today and gave you child support, and he doesn't pay, when you come back complaining that he's not paying, they're going to say, well, you're not even divorced because the divorce is improper because the judge didn't wait at least the Monday after 20 days. Okay. So this is not, this is a legal requirement that I cannot get around.
So Judge, you're telling me that I need to get a lawyer and
No, I'm not telling you that. I'm just telling you, if you do some homework on how to issue subpoenas or send out discovery, you can do that, okay? But I mean, lawyers do that every day. It's not very complicated for a lawyer, but learning it for the first time can be a little daunting. Or you can rely on, or you can bring somebody that does know what he's earning.
I mean, like even his like checks, his check stub, like he won't even be able to, like he won't, I mean, if he can say, oh, I'm not making anything, like you'll just take it like that.
If you can get a hold of a check stub, that would be fantastic. And again, there are ways to do that I don't have time to cover with you, Ms. Zamora.
Okay, well then I'll figure it out, but thank you so much, Judge.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, we're going to reset this for
Yes, Your Honor. What do you want it in January or February for trial on the merits?
Ms. Zamora. What do you want?
The sooner the better, January.
Okay.
January 18th at 3:00 will be trial on the merits.
Okay.
And just for the court's information, Elaine Burgess here with the Office of the Attorney General. We did intervene into this case.
Oh, okay. So we will have some information soon then.
Actually, Judge, we have no income information for Mr. Zamora either.
Well,
if you
we'll
just
talk
started,
about that when the time comes. There are a lot of things the court can do. You're going to get your child support, Ms. Zamora. That's one of the things I need to do in this case.
Okay.
And if I order him to pay more than what he's supposed to, it'll be his job to complain about it if he doesn't show up. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
All right.
Judge.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Reset. Okay, we're going to, Mr. Flores, you'll be up after this next one. We're going to do these next two because they're ready. On page 4, the court calls Lucero, 2021 FLB 1638 D1, Lucero Magdalena del Toro Mireles and Carla Janet Estrada Bustamante.
Buenas tardes, señoría.
Buenas tardes, señora del Toro, ¿verdad? Mireles.
Así es.
Good afternoon. That's correct, Your Honor.
And are we expecting Carla to show up?
Estamos esperando, ¿sí se espera Carla que se presente?
Yo le avisé, pero pues dijo que le daba igual.
I advised her, but she said that she was indifferent.
Okay, the court is going to take judicial notice that there is a waiver on file.
El tribunal toma notificación de que hay documentación judicial presentada.
And that the Carla Janet Estrada has signed the decree, so we're ready to proceed.
Y de que Carla Janet Estrada Bustamante firmó el decreto y que estamos listos para proceder.
You were sworn in, right?
¿Usted se juró ante la tribunal?
Así
¿Juraron
es.
ante la tribunal? Yes, Your Honor.
Is your true and correct name Lucero Magdalena del Toro Mireles?
Es su nombre verdadero, Lucero Magdalena del Toro Mireles.
Así es.
That's correct.
Before you filed this lawsuit, had you lived in the state of Texas for 6 months and Webb County 90 days?
Antes de presentar.
Are you asking the court to grant you a divorce because the marriage has become insupportable?
Le está pidiendo a la tribunal que le conceda el divorcio porque el matrimonio se ha hecho irreparable.
Así es.
Yes.
Is there any reasonable expectations you might get back together?
Hay una expectativa de que se reconcilien.
No.
No.
Are there any children of the marriage?
Hay hijos en el matrimonio.
No.
No.
Is there any property that I have to be made aware of that has to be divided?
¿Hay alguna propiedad de la cual ustedes tienen que se tiene que dividir?
No.
No.
And there's no request for name changes, correct?
Y no hay un pedido de cambiarse de nombre, ¿correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
Ms. De La Torre Mireles, based on your testimony in the filings with the court is going to grant your divorce on the grounds of insupportability. I have signed the final decree of divorce.
Señorita de la Torre Mireles, basado en el testimonio que usted presentó y la documentación que usted presentó ante la tribunal le concede el divorcio basado en términos de que el matrimonio se ha hecho irreparable. He firmado el decreto.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Buena suerte, señora.
Muchas gracias, señor juez.
Good luck. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
The last case on page 4, the court calls 2021 FLB 1643 D1 Jesus Ignacio Flores versus Berta Leticia Flores.
Mr. President.
Have you both been sworn in?
Yes, I have.
Okay, Ms. Flores, I'm going to start with Mr. Flores since he's the petitioner, but I'll come back to you in a little bit.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Flores, your true and correct name is Jesus Ignacio Flores,
Yes,
and you're currently married to Berta Leticia Flores.
yes.
How long have you been separated?
Since August,
Are you asking the court to grant you a divorce because the marriage has become insupportable?
yes, sir.
Is there any reasonable expectations you might get back together again?
No, sir.
And Ms. Flores, I'll ask you the same question. Any reasonable expectations you might get back together?
No, sir.
Can you confirm to me that there's no children of the marriage and none are expected?
Correct.
And I see that you've made provisions for the division of the property of the vehicles. Is there anything else that I have to be made aware of that has to be divided up?
No, Your Honor.
No,
Are you requesting a name change, Ms. Flores?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, and that will be approved to Berta Leticia Martinez.
That is correct.
Okay, Mr. Jesus Ignacio Flores and Ms. now Berta Leticia Martinez, based on your testimony and the filings with the court is going to grant your divorce on the grounds of insupportability. The court has approved your final decree of divorce with today's date of December 16th, 2021, and the divorce is granted and rendered. Any questions before I let you all go?
no, sir.
Well, good luck to both of you going forward. Make sure you take care of that dog, Mr. Flores.
Yeah, I will. All right.
Take care. Thank you both. All right, let's go back to page 2. I think this is going to be a reset. The court calls 2021 FLA 1538 D2 Ruth Martinez versus George Martinez Jr. I show no service, no decree, and there's 4 children. There's not going to be a whole lot we can do with this.
And Judge Elaine Burgess with the Office of the Attorney General present.
Although they did both sign the decree, do they have an active case?
We intervened into this case, Judge. They don't have a prior order.
Is there a final order?
No, Judge. There's no child support or medical support set yet.
All right, let's reset this for the 23rd.
Of February, Your Honor?
Yes, February
Yes, Your
20. Give them time to get an order in place.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And let's go ahead and take care of the I'm going to jump one and then come back to the one that's ready so we can finish off pages 1 and 2. Because I think this one's going to have to be reset as well. The court calls 2021 FLA 1661 D1 Angel Santos Rangel versus Alma Dalia Rangel. Anyone present on this case?
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes.
for the record, Mr. Angel Rangel did call earlier stating the decree was not ready, but I did instruct him to come and make an appearance just to let the court know on the record.
Well, I show that there's no service, no decree, and there's 7 children.
Judge, there was service on October 21st, 2021.
That's correct, Your Honor. There was some service.
Hold on. Rangel. Well, they're not here, so. Oh, there was. What did they put? No service. Oh, the return. I don't think the return. Oh, yes, it is. Here it is.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So I guess we should reset it for January.
Yes, Your Honor. It will be January 18th for trial on the merits.
Okay. Now we can call the last, well, yeah, the last case on page 2 that I have not called. The court calls 2021 FLA 1628 D1 Joel Angel Vela versus Norma Garcia Vela.
Here, Judge.
Here, Judge.
Judge, Mr. Vela needs to be sworn in.
Okay, Mr. Vela, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to present in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. And you've been sworn in, Ms. Vela. Yeah, you were here at the beginning. Okay,
Yes.
I'm going to start with Mr. Vela. He's a petitioner, and just want to make sure the 2 children you have, are they both minors right now?
Only one.
Only one.
Okay, then that makes sense. Perfect. Okay. All right, Mr. Vela, your true and correct name is Jose Angel Vela,
Joel Angel Vela.
and you're currently married to Norma Garcia Vela.
Yes.
How long have you been separated?
Around 2 years.
Okay. And prior to filing for this divorce, had you lived in the state of Texas for at least 6 months in Webb County, 90 days?
Yes.
Are you asking the court to grant you a divorce because the marriage has become insupportable?
Yes.
Is there any reasonable expectations you might get back together again?
No.
I'm expecting the jail to come in. All right. Can you all be on standby there at the jail, please? And Miss Vela, I'll ask you the same question. Any reasonable expectations you might get back together again?
No.
How many minor children of the marriage do you have right now?
Only one. The other one turned 18 November 10th.
And are you asking the court to approve the order you submitted, which indicates that you want joint managing conservatorship?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm assuming that includes standard visitation?
Yes.
Okay. Did you all incorporate the standard visitation order? Yes, you did. Excellent.
Yes.
And also, Ms. Vela, are you asking me to approve the agreed amount of child support in the amount of $930?
That's correct.
Is that correct, Mr. Vela?
That's correct.
Okay. Are the children on Medicare?
Insurance through his work.
That's right. I saw that. And you're in agreement to continue to provide that according to the order, right, Mr. Vela?
Right.
Is there any property that I have to be made aware of that has to be divided up?
Mm,
In other words, anything you didn't mention in here that I have to know about,
no.
like a house or land? Cars, okay. And Miss Vela, you're asking for a name change to Norma Garcia, correct?
That's correct.
That will be granted. Okay. Any questions before I render my decision?
No.
Based on the testimony and the filings with the court is going to grant your divorce on the grounds of insupportability. The court has approved the agreed upon amounts for child support, including health insurance, and the standard visitation order. And the decree has been signed with today's date, December 16th, 2021. Good luck to both of you. Thank you so much. This was an involved document and you got everything right. Thank you. That helps us a bunch. And I want to wish you both going forward, best of luck going forward. Okay. You have a child to think about. But it looks like y'all are doing okay. So good luck and have a happy new year.
Thank you, Your
Thank
Honor.
you. Same to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Take care.
Your Honor, do you want me to let the other attorneys in for your 3 o'clock?
Yeah, everyone, we've got, before I let everyone break here, I think we have,
Excuse me.
hold on.
Hi, sorry.
We're not leaving, we're coming back to the divorce court here, but I have a criminal matter I have to take care of.
I just wasn't sure if you had called my case yet because I had gone in a little late.
Your name?
Precious Bibbs Hutton.
Okay, there's 1, 2, 3.
It's on page 5, Your Honor. We
Yeah.
have not called it yet.
Yeah, there's 4 cases left, so I have to take care of this criminal matter. Stay on the line. Or stay on the Zoom meeting, and then we'll take care of the 4 cases left on divorce court.
Awesome. Okay.
And
Okay. Thank you.
Judge, my apologies. I don't believe any of the cases left have children.
That's correct.
So I'm going to go ahead. I'll put my telephone number in the chat. If I need to come back, someone can text me, but if I may be excused at this time.
Yes, you are, and you go with the court's gratitude as always.
Yes, thank you, Judge. I enjoy working with you.
Thank you, Ms. Burgess.
Thank you, guys.
I think pretrials, so everyone else stay put. I'm waiting for pretrial services to show up. Isela? Did one of them fold or not?
No.
Is it, did anyone from
I know Thompson, me habla Becky, that Thompson was asking for the meeting ID and everything. Paul Thompson.
Okay. Give me, who's the gentleman we have sitting in the jail? Can you give me his name so I can get the right file? Roberto Fraga?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Trevino, are you here for the defense?
The only attorney online that I see is connecting, Your Honor, is Attorney Cantu.
He's on the second case.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that you knocking or here? Is that,
No, it's Becky.
no.
Your Honor, this is the court reporter. Do you need this on the record? I need a cost number.
No, you don't. No, we do not need a record.
Okay.
One of them.
Thank you, Judge.
It's just a probable cause
And
hearing.
the other one is out. So they're just trying to find a couple of costs if there's enough. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. Yeah, because we already logged in. Yeah, I'm with Judge. Okay. All right. If anybody calls, all right. Thank you. Another judge, did you have something?
Is there anyone from the district attorney's office present? Stephanie, who did you say was logging on from the district attorney's office?
Not the district attorney, Your Honor, just a private attorney, Rene Cantu.
Oh,
Yes, Your Honor. I don't see any other attorneys online or logging in yet.
So I sent you the MAC packets. Through email.
what MAG packages?
For-
Oh, the offenses on these?
Yeah.
Email?
Yeah, both of them. Because our printer busted and I don't have ink.
Did you talk to anyone at the DA's office while they're not here?
Looks like out. This worker was gonna do something else.
Your Honor, do you need us to call the district attorneys?
No, they've been given notice.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that pretrial services talked to them today also. They know this was going on.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Fraga, yes, sir. I'm waiting for your attorney, but actually,
What does this proceedings pertains to?
he's what?
What does this proceedings pertain to?
You're,
I never talked to no attorney since I've been in jail. I don't even know what's going on.
okay, well, your attorney asked for an examining trial, and I'm gonna call the case right now. I think Judge Martinez read you your rights, but when they read you your rights, one of the things we tell you is that if you're charged with a felony, which you are, you have the right to ask for a examining trial. The district attorney's office has to come forward with some evidence to establish probable cause for why you were arrested. There you go. And Mr. Thompson?
Good afternoon, Judge.
How you doing, Mr. Thompson?
Good.
We have two examining trials, one for Mr. Fraga and the other one for Carmen Madrigal.
No, Judge, that's an email.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She works.
She works for them.
For Judith Esparza, I'm sorry.
Judge, I don't think, unfortunately, I don't think the DA's office is ready to go forward at this time. I was just informed that we had two hearings right now around 2:50.
I know.
I didn't even know they were examining trials. I was just sort of, I'm just the one that they tapped to say, hey,
Go show.
here.
Well,
Is there a way we could get a continuance on this? And
well, this is the deal, Mr. Thompson. And I know several months back, in order to give the DA sufficient time to prepare for these hearings, they asked that we give them at least 2 weeks, which is what we've been doing. And in this particular case of Mr. Fraga, let me see, he's been incarcerated for about a month and a half. And the charges he has pending is theft of property and failure to ID, a misdemeanor in a state jail. You know, if we go forward today, I mean, all it does is temporarily, if the DA's office chooses to go forward, they can still indict him later.
sure, yeah.
The problem is that if we can't reset it next week because the courts are closed, and the week after that either. So we're really kind of, even though his attorney's not here, and really the he's got a violation pending, so he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. Mr. Fraga, no.
Yeah, the information I have on Mr. Fraga is that he's gonna, even if I dismiss the charges right now, he's gonna be held on a parole violation, so he's not going anywhere. And so once you take in all, the DA can take in all that information and decide whether they're going to want to, I mean, they can still indict him. He's not going to be released because of the parole violation. So Mr. Fraga, the DA has just informed me that they're not ready to go forward. And, you know, one of the things the magistrate judge told you is that this is your right to have this hearing. And even though your attorney's not here, he has presented the motion to the court. And so they're not going to present anything at this moment. That means that I'm within the law to dismiss the state charges you have for theft and for failure to identify. Now, that does not mean they cannot prosecute you later. They can still indict you for those, but you will not be held in jail for these two offenses. Do you understand? Okay. So I'm gonna sign an order of no probable cause today and send it to them. So if you have an attorney that's helping you with this parole thing, because you still have to deal with that, they may not cut you loose because you've got an order of detention for a parole violation. Now, if it involves being arrested for these charges, then you might be able to undo that as well, okay? But for right now, as far as the state charges are concerned, I'm gonna dismiss them.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good luck, Mr. Fraga.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Is Mrs. Esparza there? Let me see what, oh. What is she
Your Honor,
trying?
could I be CC'd on the notice of the no probable cause, just so I can give my office further notice? Or
Yeah,
so
and
I can show them the
actually,
consequences.
yeah, Mr. Thompson, yeah, I know this is not your fault. And we actually had this conversation and we asked him, is there someone else we need to notify regarding, these settings? And they said, no, the proper person is, what was her name? Carmen at your office. So, and I know these aren't, because they haven't been indicted, they're not really assigned to anyone.
And the finding of no probable cause will be sent to Carmen as well? Yeah.
We can send it to you as well. I mean, I don't have a problem. Isela, can you make sure Mr. Thompson gets a copy of this?
Yes, let me just say. Yeah, email.
Can you state your email so they can take it down right now? You will get copied. And it's not a problem sending you notice as well. I mean, we had this meeting, and I want to say with Judge Lopez and Ms. Jackaman to try to figure out who we needed to send notice to, because it was happening on a regular basis. On one of the cases, the charges were somewhat serious. We granted a continuance, but we tell these defendants every day when they're arrested that they have a right for an examining trial, and
Right.
and the defense attorneys are exercising that, and I mean, you get the picture.
No, Judge, if I could just receive notice of the two for today, I would appreciate that, just so I can find out a little bit more about how we drop the ball and try to prevent it in the future. That's all.
Okay, no.
And my email address is P as in Paul, E as in Edward, Thompson without the P in the last name, just THOMSON at the county's email address.
Did you get it, Isela?
At Webb County, right?
Yes, at the usual Webb County address.
Thompson. Okay, I'll send it to him.
Thank you.
Okay, let me call the last criminal case we have, booking number 2021-024393, State of Texas versus Judith Esparza.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Rene Cantu for Mrs. Esparza, Your Honor.
Yeah, this one's a little tougher. In this case, Mr. Cantu, let me tell you what had been submitted and
Yes,
what
sir.
I have. She
Yes, sir.
has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 charges pending.
Yes, Your Honor.
So let me go through this, and then this case I think is a little bit different. And I'll
Yes, Your
tell you why here in a sec, but let me go through the charges. Possession of a controlled substance, Class A misdemeanor. Possession of marijuana, Class B misdemeanor. Possession of controlled substance, Class A misdemeanor. The manufacturer or delivery of a controlled substance, state jail felony. Same thing, manufacturer, delivery of controlled substance, state jail felony. Unlawful carrying of a weapon, Class A misdemeanor. Abandonment or endangerment of a child, second degree felony. Money laundering, state jail felony, and manufacturing possession of a controlled substance, state jail felony. Is that your client next to you, Mr. Cantu?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, let me tell you what I'm going to do with this case. Before you got on, Mr. Thompson had requested a continuance, and I'm going to grant that in part as to the felonies in this case.
Yes, sir.
But the court will enter a no probable cause finding because they're not going to present anything. Your client is out on bond, so I don't think she's prejudiced by the granting of the continuance in this case.
That's correct.
But so as to the 3 Class A misdemeanors and the Class B,
yes, sir,
we'll grant the finding of no probable cause.
Yes, sir.
But I'm granting a continuance as to the felonies in this case. And since your client is out on bond, she's not prejudiced, and that way the district attorney's office and I guess what we'll do, he said, my turn will be up again for examining trials in 3 weeks.
Yeah, until January.
Mr. Thompson, do you think 3 weeks will be sufficient time to come back, or?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you going to want to you continue to urge your examining trial, Mr. Cantu?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe so, Judge.
Okay. So, Mr. Thompson, 3 weeks?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So we'll do that, and that will conclude the examining trials for today.
Can I get the booking number repeated one more time and perhaps her date of birth?
Yes, the booking number is 2021-0243, excuse me, 493, 210-2493, and date of birth is 5/15/99. Judith Esparza.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And what I'll do, Judge, just so that Mr. Thompson knows, I'll visit with him before then and explain to him certain things that are going on. Maybe these charges will be resolved, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Thompson's email is P.E. Thompson, and it's THOMSON at westcountytx.gov.
Yes, Your Honor. And is it possible to also get a copy of the no probable cause order findings as to the misdemeanors?
Yes, I have them here with me. You're going to have to wait till I finish with the pro se divorce court before, but it'll be signed today. As soon as I finish divorce court, I'll get it signed and hand it to pretrial services. You may not see it till tomorrow, though. I mean,
that's fine.
We're cutting it close as to 5 o'clock, and they take off, and the clerk's closed anyways.
Yes, sir.
Well,
not a problem.
Pretrial services is closed. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know this kind of puts you in a spot, but I know it's not your fault. But this is not the first time we've had this conversation. And pretrial services, I make sure they actually called this morning just to try to tie someone down. So I don't like the idea of blindsiding any side. So, but at least we've got some resolution here. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to get back to divorce court because I got a few more cases to hear.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge. May we be excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Parties are
Thank you.
excused and the attorneys.
Yes, sir.
All right. Back to divorce court. All right. I need to modify them. So
Okay, so-
based on my rulings, I'll
Okay, tomorrow. I'll pick
come
up.
by right before 5.
Right before 5?
If I'm not here or I'm still busy, they didn't get done.
Okay.
If they're ready, they'll be in that
On that
plastic
plastic.
thing, plastic
Okay,
thing.
all right.
Okay. All right. Is everyone ready on the civil stuff? Let me turn off my recorder for.
We're ready, Judge.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Back on civil stuff. The court calls 2021 FLA 1676 D1 in the matter of Karina Lisette Mendoza versus Roberto Mendoza Castillo.
Roberto Castillo present, Your Honor.
They're both present.
Mendoza said she was going to be on Zoom.
She's,
Yes, I'm here.
She's here. I see her.
Your Honor, they need to be sworn in.
Can you both please raise your right hand to be sworn in?
You will need an interpreter, Your Honor.
Raise, Mr.
Your Honor, would you like for me to step into the courtroom?
Whatever's easier for you.
Just, if I may, Your Honor, if I take 30 seconds, if not less.
There you go. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead. Mr. Castillo speaks Spanish? Yeah, I'm assuming that's why.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Can you please both raise your right hand to be sworn in by the clerk?
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to present in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
I swear.
Thank you.
I swear.
Okay, before we proceed, I noticed that you all have four minor children, is that correct?
That's correct.
Can you tell me why there isn't any indication as to what's going to be paid in child support?
We already have a child support case open since last year. Like everything is already worked on with child support.
Oh, the AG's office left, but okay. Do you have the cause number with you?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I'll find it later, but so he's been ordered to pay child support for the 4 children. How much a month?
600.
Okay. And there's also orders regarding visitation?
Yes, we already have all the visitation order.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Your Honor, do you want me to contact the Attorney General's office?
No, it won't be necessary. I mean, I'm going to incorporate that, but I'll call her later and get the number.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the order will wait until I get all that put in here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Castillo, since Mr. Mendoza is the petitioner, I'm going to ask him a couple of questions to establish jurisdiction of the court.
Your
Wait.
Honor, I believe it's Miss Karina who is a petitioner.
Right.
Yes, it's me.
Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, you are. I'm sorry, Ms. Mendoza, you are. Okay, so I'll ask you the questions. Okay, your true and correct name is Karina Lisette Mendoza,
Yes, sir.
and you're currently married to Roberto Mendoza Castillo.
Correct.
How long have you been separated?
More than 4 years.
And prior to filing for the divorce, had you lived in the state of Texas for at least 6 months and Webb County 90 days?
Yes.
Are you asking the court to grant you a divorce because the marriage has become insupportable?
Yes.
Any reasonable expectations you might get back together?
No.
And Mr. Castillo, I'll ask you the same question. Any reasonable expectations you might get back together?
No, Your Honor.
You have 4 minor children, is that correct?
Yes.
Are any
Yes.
other children expected?
No.
I do have 2 other children, but it's not with him.
Yes, Dee Quiroz and Regina Quiroz, correct?
Correct.
Okay. No, that's in here. Do either one of you have the Attorney General number or the case number of the other case?
No, I don't have it.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and check, Judge.
Okay, well, I don't need it this second. I'm going to ask them questions. In that order, that if you indicated earlier that Mr. Castillo has been ordered to pay child support, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And I'm assuming also required to make either health insurance payments or Medicare reimbursement?
Correct.
Everything is included in the payment.
Are you asking the court that I incorporate and consolidate that order and that case with this case so that we only have one case? In other words, Ms. Mendoza, you're not asking for any changes in child support right now, correct?
Correct. No, I'm not asking any changes.
And the visitation that was ordered in that case, has that been working?
Yes.
Is there any property that you all own that I have to be made aware of that has to be divided up?
No.
And Ms. Mendoza, you're asking that your name be changed to Karina Lisette Ramos?
Correct.
That will be granted.
Thank you.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes.
I believe I found the child support case number.
Okay. Can you give that to me?
Yes, Your Honor. 2020 FLH 000882 C3.
C3. Got it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. That's the other case number. Okay. That will be put into this case. Okay. So everything that the judge in that court ordered is going to apply in this divorce. Do you both understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Anything you all want to tell me before I make my decision?
No.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, based on the testimony of the petitioner and respondent, the court is going to grant the divorce on the grounds of insupportability.
Okay.
The court is also going to incorporate and consolidate this case, or the other case with this case, the other case being 2020 FLH 000882C3 in this case, and those orders will remain in effect. In all other regards, the court is approving the submitted final decree of divorce, and it's been signed with today's date, December 16th, 2021.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, good luck to both of you going forward.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, take care.
Likewise.
We've got three, why do I have 4 files? Okay, we've got 3 files left, so this next case is ready, should go quick. All right, the court calls 2021 FLB 1654 D2 in the matter of Tomas Mendez III and Cristina Guadalupe Zuniga.
Judge, Mr. Tomas Mendez needs to be sworn in.
Okay. Mr. Mendez, can you raise your right hand to be sworn in?
Yes, sir.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to present in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
And Ms. Zuniga, you're here? You gotta wait. Okay, Ms. Signed decree. The court will take judicial notice that the respondent in this case has filed a waiver and has also executed the submitted request for final decree of divorce. Mr. Mendoza, your true and correct name is Tomas Mendez the third.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Yes, Your Honor. It's all right.
Okay. And currently you're married to Cristina Guadalupe Zuniga.
Yes, sir.
And prior to filing for divorce, have you lived in the state of Texas for at least 6 months and Webb County 90 days?
Yes.
Are you asking the court to grant you a divorce because the marriage has become insupportable?
Yes.
Any expectations, reasonable expectations you might get back together?
No.
Sure, are you sure?
Yes, we've been separated for like 13 years and I'm just getting this divorce. So yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And is there any property that I need to know about?
No, sir.
Okay. And there are no children of the marriage. I know she may have children with someone else, but as far as the marriage, there are no children?
No, sir.
Okay, no property. And there's no request for a name change, so I can't make it. But she never changed anyways.
No,
Okay,
she didn't.
Mr. Mendez, based on your testimony and the filings with the court is going to grant your divorce on the grounds of insupportability. Decree has been signed with today's date, December 16th, 2021. So it is done. You're good to go.
Thank you, sir.
Fly away.
Thank you. You have a good one, all right?
Stay out of trouble.
Thanks. Bye.
And next case on the docket is 2021 FLB 1715 D4. Precious Lisette Bibbs Hutton versus Zachary Lee Bibbs Hutton.
Hi, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Miss Bibbs Hutton.
Yes. Yeah.
Judge, she needs to be sworn in.
Okay, you were late, so can you raise your, do we have your video?
Yeah, let me. Wait.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to present in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
I just wanted to advise that he had called me today. He's in work right now. He works on the cell phone towers and is literally up on a tower right now and could not attend.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out this.
Judge, on this one, there was no waiver filed, no citations requested, and no decree either.
I'm just driving right now to go turn in the decree.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what this means down here. I'm looking at the original petition and you signed it and
so did he.
And so did he. So you filed it together?
Yeah, we did it together. We paid half and half. Like, it was just that he couldn't attend today because he was working.
He was present at the informal, Your Honor.
Well, this is kind of a new one on me. If they file a joint petition, and I have to say this out loud so I can think through this. You both filed the divorce together. They both signed it.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Bibbs Hutton, is your your soon to be ex, you're saying he signed that decree?
Yes.
Okay, let me tell you what the dilemma that I'm having right now. But I think it's going to work out okay, but I just want to make sure you understand that I might be wrong. Normally, I mean, a divorce is like a lawsuit, okay? And in order to start the lawsuit after you file the papers, the other side has to know that a lawsuit was filed. And the way that's done legally is that they get someone who has nothing to do with the case, has to hand them the papers or send it to them by certified mail or some, and say, here, you're being sued. You have the first Monday after 20 days to respond. In this case, you both signed the divorce decree. I don't know that undoes the requirement for service, but clearly, I mean, you filed it together. If I'm wrong, this is a problem, okay? And I'll let you decide whether you want to go forward or not. Is that if this gets appealed by your husband later, within the next 4 years, that issue will be decided by the Court of Appeals whether I was correct in letting you go forward. Okay? Now, if he was here present, we could get you divorced. I mean, he shows up, but I've never met him. I've never talked to him. He's not here. I don't know that that's basically his wish as well. So the way I could force the divorce to go forward is if he has been presented legally with service, which has not been done.
Okay, if I can try to get him on, he would have to take maybe like 10 minutes to climb down, but if he gets on now, could we do it?
We have, 10 minutes is about what he has because we're almost done. But yeah, I'll recall the case and see if you can get him on. And I'm going to talk to Ms. Rubio here real quick.
Okay, let me try.
Hello, Ms. Rubio.
Hi, Judge. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We had the examining trials kind of, and not to worry. On the defendant that had the 8 charges, I granted a continuance as to all the felonies because she was out on bond.
Oh, okay.
But I did not grant a continuance on the misdemeanors, so I put a piece, no probable cause on the misdemeanors and reset the case in 3 weeks to give you all time to get ready.
No, I have my trooper ready.
But the setting said 3 o'clock and it's 3:45.
Oh, I thought the email I had said 3:30. So I logged in at 3:25.
I am so, well.
It's okay, Judge. I mean, I'm sure the trooper can come back.
Okay, well, and let me tell you on the other one. The other one had failure to identify and a state jail felony, possession of a controlled substance. I PC'd those. Mr. Thompson said y'all weren't ready on that, but he's not going anywhere. He's being held on a parole violation.
Okay.
So, I mean, and I explained to the defendant that didn't mean that he could not be indicted. So it's kind of like no blood, no foul. So you all are good, but
okay.
Mr. Thompson, well, obviously you got the message, but he was like, well, why aren't we getting notice? And I said, you do get notice. And we had this conversation 6 months ago or longer and asked, should we send this to anybody else? And they told us, no, you're sending it to the right person.
Right. Well, just so that we're on the same page, I had notice of the examining trial for Judith Esparza, and that's the one I was prepared to go forward on. I wasn't aware that there was a second one set. It was probably assigned to someone else.
It wasn't actually, we don't know who it was assigned to, but long story short, as far as your case, as to all the felonies, I granted the continuance. So that's what Mr. Thompson asked for, and I granted it.
Okay.
And so I'm right in the middle of divorce court. So that's why it was, I need to get back to that so I can finish off with these folks.
Okay. Okay. I am just double checking that it was for 3:30. I don't want you to think I was just disregarding your time. We were actually staffing our cases at the CAC. But if Trooper Jessica Sanchez may be excused, I'll have her come back in 3 weeks.
And you are correct. I'm looking at the deal because I was going off my time slot when it starts is 3 p.m. You are correct. You were set for 3:30.
I just didn't want you to think I was like moseying on over.
No, you've been, I would never, I would never think that.
Thank you,
I mean,
Judge.
I would never think that. But thank you, Ms. Rubio. My apologies. That my fault, but I kind of had to squeeze this in. Judge Knotson asked me to cover pro se,
Okay.
so it was kind of pressing. Do I listen to one of my bosses or?
Right. I know people seem to want to get divorced before the holidays, so they don't have to go to both sides. No, just kidding. Okay, well, if you'll excuse Trooper Sanchez, then we'll go ahead and log off. And I guess
My
we'll.
apologies to both of you for jumping the gun on that, but I have something else. And yes, you're excused.
Okay, thank you, Judge. And if I don't see you, have a Merry Christmas.
Likewise. Okay, so let's get Mr. Lopez and Ms. Veronica Luteyes. The court calls 2021 FLB 1757 D1 in the matter of Veronica Lucercia Tellez and Alejandro Lopez. Are they present?
Sí, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes, señora Tellez. Pues, sí te tomaron el juramento, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Estamos esperando que llegue el señor López.
No, no sé si esté.
Okay. All right. No, but it's ready to go forward. The court is going to take judicial notice that a waiver has been filed and that the decree submitted has been executed by both petitioner and respondent. So, are you ready to translate?
He's having problem, Judge, with his mic.
That's
Okay.
correct, Your Honor.
I was going to say, go back into the courtroom, but he's.
Your Honor, he's going to go back into the courtroom.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, okay, here we go. Is your true and correct name Veronica L. Tellez?
Es su nombre verdadero, Verónica L. Tellez.
Así es.
That's correct.
And you're currently married to Alejandro Lopez?
Y el hoy por hoy está casado con Alejandro López.
Sí.
Yes.
Before filing this lawsuit, have you lived in Texas for at least 6 months and Webb County for 90 days?
Antes de presentar esta moción, usted vivió en el condado de Webb mínimo 60 días y en el estado de Texas 90 días.
Así es.
That's correct.
Are you asking the court to grant you a divorce because the marriage has become insupportable?
Está pidiendo a la tribunal que le conceda el divorcio porque el matrimonio se ha hecho irreparable.
Así es.
Correct.
Is it true that there are no children of the marriage and none are expected?
Cierto que no hubo hijos en el matrimonio, que no se esperan hijos.
Un hijo de 20 años ya.
There was a kid, there was a child of 20 years old, 20 years.
Okay.
No, it's 20 years.
You look too young to have a 20-year-old.
Soy muy joven para tener un hijo de 20 años.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Is there any property that I have to be made aware of that has to be divided up?
Hay propiedad en común de la cual tengo que saber que se tiene que dividir.
No.
No.
How long have you been separated?
¿Cuánto tiempo has estado separada?
Como 5 años ya.
About 5 years.
Okay, everything's in order, no name change. Based on your testimony and the filings with the court, I'm going to grant the divorce on the grounds of insupportability, and the decree has been signed with today's date, December 16th, 2021.
Basado en el testimonio que presentó usted, voy a firmar el decreto de divorcio y lo firmaré con la fecha de hoy.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Buena suerte, señora.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, we got Zachary here, so let's get him out of the way.
He would need to be sworn in, Judge.
Yes, Mr. Zachary Lee Bibbs Hutton. Mr. Hutton, can you unmute yourself?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect. Can you raise your right hand to be sworn in?
Yes, sir.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to present in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
So help me God.
Thank you.
Miss Bibbs, you're not driving,
Yes.
are you? You need to pull over.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna ask Mr. Zachary Lee Bibbs Hutton some questions while you pull over.
That's fine.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Mr. Hutton, I noticed that you both signed the petition for divorce, but Precious Lisette is listed as a petitioner. Normally, a defendant or respondent in a divorce is entitled to get legally served. You're presented with the documents by someone who's disinterested. Are you requesting that she do that in this case?
What does that entail?
In other words, you'll have to wait until she gets citations issued and have a sheriff go out and tell you that you're getting divorced.
No, you don't need to give her no tickets or nothing.
Okay. Now, also, you're entitled to 45 days to prepare for trial, and we're here today in trial. Are you waiving those 45 days?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're ready to go forward and get divorced, right?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay, so Miss Hutton, when you park, let me know. I'm gonna continue to ask questions.
I'm just parking.
Before, and both of you, before this divorce was filed, did you either one of you live in the state of Texas for at least 6 months and Webb County 90 days?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And are you asking me to grant you a divorce because the marriage has become insupportable?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And is there any reasonable expectations that you might get back together again?
No.
She has a wonderful family over there, so no.
Stop.
Okay. Are there any children of the marriage?
Not that are mine, no.
Okay. And none are expected?
None are expected.
Is there any property that have to be made aware of that has to be divided up?
No.
No.
Are you requesting a name change?
Yes, to my maiden name.
In the order that you're bringing, is that included in there?
Yes.
And what is your name change going to read?
Garcia.
So Precious Lisette Garcia?
Yes.
Any questions from either of you before I render my decision?
No, sir, that covers everything.
Okay, based on your testimony and the filings with the court, I'm going to grant your divorce on the grounds of insupportability. There's no property. The name change has been granted. So as soon as I get that order, I'll sign it and you'll get notice from the court, okay?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck. We're both smiling, so I
All
guess
right.
it's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for coming in. I know you had to climb down from the tower. So good luck to both.
Yes, sir.
of you. All right.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
So long, Eric. You can sign off. Didn't we take care of Miss Davis? Is she still on?
I think
Okay.
she's still just logged on, Your Honor.
Okay.
It was granted. Yes, Your Honor.
What did I do with Ruth Martinez versus Jorge Martinez? Is that reset?
Yes, Your Honor. We reset it to trial on the merits on February 23rd.
Okay, no, hang on. That's it, right?
Yes,
That's it,
sir. I believe
Judge.
it is.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Judge.
Disculpa, soy Mr. Yes. ¿Sigo en línea o ya me puedo desconectar?
Excuse me,
Ya
is
se
Ms.
puede
Diaz?
desconectar.
Ok, gracias.
Sí.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Judge.
everyone.
Thank you, Judge.
That
If
was
I
a-
don't see you, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everyone. Thanks.
Likewise.
Good job.
Thank you, Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey. Oh, shit. I can hear you.
Oh,
I can hear
okay.
you.
Okay.
Hey,
Is Christina on?
no,
Maybe she's trying to log in through the 49th.